Not a yap session, guys. Today, I was thinking, man. I was thinking. Now, let me start this off with when I was in elementary school, man. They used to have me in the SPED classes, bro. In the SPED class. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't know what SPED is, special education classes, right? Used to have me in those classes, man. I used to be one of those people that'd be like, I don't belong here. I don't know why they got me here. And low key, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be in there anyways. But you know what? That's how it is to be a kid. But what I want to talk about is top 5 things that happened in that SPED class throughout elementary school that pissed me off so much. Like, it would be the worst events in the world happening in those classes, bro. Those classes. And my poor teacher, rest her soul, if she is still living in, Lord bless that lady right now. God, because that lady had some strong will. I had 2 of them. Lady had some strong will. It was an old black lady named Miss Ross. And then later on, we got a younger white girl. Bless her soul too, because she was not ready for that job. But you know, stuff happens. But number 5, bro. I remember one day, bro. I walked into class, man. So they would have our classes kind of open. So I would only be in a special ed. Oh my God, this is why I was in bed right there. I'm sorry. I would only be in a special education class for reading in English. Right? I know for English, I speak English, okay. But reading in English, right? Because I used to read at like a lower grade level. Math, I was out of this world. I was actually good at math. Science, I was good at science too. Still good at science. That's what I do. But I would be in this class for reading, bro. So you're in your regular classes till it comes time for everybody in the regular class to do English and reading. Well, that's for me. In the regular class until we do English and reading. After that, I go across the way. I would just stand up and leave class, and they expected me to go straight to the class, right? They expected me to go straight to the class. I don't know why they thought an elementary school kid would go straight to the class. First of all, I remember one day I went literally to pee. I just went to pee. It wasn't even my time to go to pee. I went to pee because I left the room. I was like, yeah, I'm going to pee. The only thing good about that was when I got caught, they was like, he's special. They was like, this dude's special. We can't really punish him for it. We can punish him, but we can't really punish him for it, right? And then they downplayed it, like when they told my mom too. So I was like, they downplayed it like the ones that messed up. You already know I still got whooped. Y'all heard the story of me getting whooped all the time. That's about to come out. My mom had no tolerance for anything getting messed up. But that's the first one. That's the first thing that messed up. Number 4. We used to have to do so much work, right? We used to have to do so much work in one class, bro. I thought I would, like, you're telling me I'm special, right? But you're making me read a whole book per class. What are you doing? Like, what do you mean I have to read a whole book per class? It was crazy. You're telling me I'm in special ed, but I have to read this whole book during a class? It wasn't even Harry Potter, but it was like, to me as a kid, the book looked like it was straight Harry Potter. It was hieroglyphics, bro. It was straight hieroglyphics, man. Hieroglyphics. And in my soul, I was like, I'm never gonna finish this. Every single class, teacher used to get mad as I don't know what, bro. Miss Ross, she used to get mad as I don't know what, because I couldn't read a whole book per class. I don't even remember how much time the class was back then, but it was not enough time to read a whole book. And leading on to that, number 3, dope. I got so mad because one day Miss Ross wasn't there, right? So they had no substitute for us. So they brought me back to the regular class like I'm supposed to usually do. Like I would usually do if I wasn't in special ed. And you know what happened? We literally did nothing. It was the middle of the school year. They brought me back to the regular class, right? They're like, oh, well, you know, help him out, everybody. He's special. And first of all, like, they have my crush up in there, man. I don't even want to talk about that. Crush that only like light-skinned dudes. That was crazy. But they brought me back up in there. And we didn't even do any work. Like, we were reading full books in the special ed class, bro. Like, we were sitting there reading full books in the special ed class, doing full school work, bro. Like I was in high school. Bro. Like, come on. And I went to the regular class, and literally we read a page in one class. One whole page, bro. One whole page. And I'm not talking about one of them Bible verse pages. Like the letters are like this small. The letters like this big, bro. It was literally like they were going line for line for line. And when it was my turn, I did mess up a little bit, but I didn't. But it was the same amount as the other kids. And I was like, oh my god, is this another special ed class? This can't be a real class, bro. I did not get taken out to have to do more work than these guys. Yeah. No. Number 2, top 5 things that pissed me off when I was in special ed, bro. Number 2, they used to have a girl. When I tell you I was fat, I was big. I was like literally one of the biggest kids in school in like the 3rd grade. I was obese, you know. I wasn't obese, I was obese. I was big as hell. But I tell you, this girl was at least a foot taller than me and way heavier than me, bro. And she used to always straight up try and do some bull, man. Always doing some bull in class. She would never try to learn. Bro. Once again, I feel like she wasn't special. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like she wasn't special. She was just pulling it so she didn't have to be in other class. But then we found out that we do more work in this class, but she was already locked in. You get locked in for the year. No matter what. They don't take you out. Even if they find out you're not special, they don't take you out. You're locked in for the year. So that happens, right? And she would always do some bull, bro. She would always do some bull. She would interrupt the teacher. She would like do, and like when I tell you she was not special at all, bro. Like look, right? I know the exact reason why I was in the special class. I was in the 3rd grade reading at like a kindergarten level. Well, that's what they said. But I feel like I was reading pretty good. But you know, that's how everybody feels. But besides that, I have dyslexia. So, you know, I'm looking at the paper. It looks like hieroglyphics. I'm like, what is this? I'm taking the test. I'm failing the test because I can't even read the paper. It's weird. I can't really explain it. I can't really explain it. But bro, she was always on some bull, bro. She would act like she had like Tourette's tics and everything. You know, because that was when like Tourette's guy was pretty popular on YouTube. She used to watch that, and then she used to always do these like out of nowhere. She started doing it like in the middle of the year. So don't try to sit here and tell me that maybe she did. She started doing it in the middle of the year, out of nowhere, right? And that was when like the YouTuber Tourette's guy was popular, right? She would like curse out of nowhere. She would like jump out of nowhere and everything, right? So, and nothing happened to her. So like 100% she was faking. Okay, number 1, the worst thing that ever pissed me off in that class, bro. Number 1, bro. Y'all might laugh or y'all might be like, what the hell? But I remember one day straight up, bro. We was doing so much work, bro. And it's literally like a week till school is over. We were doing so much work, bro. We got a test. A week before school is over, we got a test, right? And this wasn't the LEAP or nothing like that. I remember having to take the iLEAP, the LEAP, right? All that kind of stuff, all that standard testing, because I was in public school when I was in elementary school and everything. But so this was like a test. And she told everybody in the class. My Xbox just cut off because I'm about to stream right now. But she told everybody in class, well, you know, this is not going to really affect any of your grades because we're already done. And it's supposed, the regular class, she's saying all this, the regular class is playing outside. Oh my God, my controller. The regular class is playing outside. I'm sitting here in the chair. I'm like, look, special ed class had no windows. It literally looked like special ed class. Had no windows, right? It was like in the deep back of school, right? So nothing, so you couldn't hear nothing or anything like that. Deep back of the school, special ed class. But she's explaining all this. She's like, oh, it's a test, right? But you're not really gonna get graded on it, right? It's just to see where you at the end of the year and everything. She's doing all these hand signs and all these like usual teacher things, and like the hand signs are making me mad for some reason. I don't know why. Mostly why is because the regular class was outside playing. They were playing the week before anyways too. They were literally having I remember field days. They were literally having a field day where I'm sitting in class like this. Like, God help me. Why are we still in class doing tests? And like everybody, when she said, you know, we're not gonna really grade it, everybody was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna really try on this. But then I remember she put in a point. I feel like she looked me straight in my eyes when she said this, but we will show your parents your grade. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And like I already said before, my mom was gonna beat me again if like she usually do if I mess up on something, right? So if I came home with a straight trash grade, she would have probably sent me to summer school just because. If I came home with a trash grade, first of all, I'm gonna walk you through a process. I walk through the door, the grade is in my backpack. right? Because back then, they didn't do the like online grades where you just pull it up and look it up on the thing. Because we barely had a computer at home and everything. Still, no computer at home at this time, and everybody had a flip phone. I had a flip phone. My mom had a flip phone. Brother had like a Nokia, the little one with all the buttons on it, with the whole keypad on it. But that's besides the point. I walk in. This how it's gonna roll. I walk in the door. Grades in my backpack because I'm not gonna hide the grade. She's gonna know. She's gonna know. The teachers used to call her and tell her, yes, he's coming home with something in his backpack. Teachers used to call her. He's been bad. Teachers used to come. He's coming home with something in his backpack. He had a test. He's coming home with something in his backpack. Not even to sign. It's just to straight up show her that I was doing something. Right. So I walk in the door. Right. I have about 3 or 4 hours before my mom gets home from her job. She used to work at Rally's. And she used to work so late. But I have like 3 or 4 hours before she gets home. So straight up, I used to be just playing around, just play maxing. Straight up. That I don't know what to call it, but I used to be just straight up doing everything I could. I would go outside, call my friends up. I'm like, we gotta hang out right now. If we gonna play football, we gotta play football right now. If we gonna jump on trampoline on the old man's yard that don't let us in there, we gotta go right now. Because when my mom gets home, I'm dead. So, right, all this stuff happening. I'm outside playing around. Right, I come back home. I might sit down at the table. We used to have like a little snack thing full of healthy snacks. Well, not really healthy because they had Scooby snacks in there too. But a little snack thing, right? Because my mom used to cook, but literally she would cook just enough for us to eat, and then next day that's it. She used to bring home like some food from Rally's too, But she was working hard. But that's besides the point. Once again, so I do all this stuff. I'm eating a snack, and I feel like if this did happen, my mom is definitely coming home early. Every time I used to get in trouble, every time, like literally an hour before she's supposed to get off, and I'm looking at the clock. I'm staring at the clock, right? Staring at the clock. When I used to get in trouble, I used to stare at the clock the whole time, right? The whole time. I used to be asking my friends, "What time is it? What time is it?" Right? I used to be staring up at the sun, trying to see what time it is. But bro, this is a long tangent. But bro, like it used to be crazy. Like she would come in hour early, try to catch me, just straight doing something. Right? I'm sitting at the table eating like a special K bar, the little bars, those things. Probably so nasty when I was small, but I used to just eat them because that was the only thing we had. Besides that and syrup bread, that was like the main things I used to have when I came home from school. But she would bust in the door, and when I mean bust in the door, I mean that when that key unlocked, she used to bust open the door. She, it was a straight shot to the kitchen and everything. So she just sees me sitting down at the counter in the kitchen eating a K bar, just chilling, and straight up, it was on right there. I'm talking about work belt coming off. Work belt coming off. You think she was Jet Li? Oh, ow, ow. Look, you got that bag right? Oh, I tell you, she used to be doing some special moves, man. I used to be that. Ow, ow. And then my older brother used to look, and then he used to walk away. Because if one, he was not trying to help me. 2, because he's older. 2, he was straight. If he laughed, he was getting it too. So he had to walk away quick. But yeah, bro, she gave us that test, man, which was absolute crazy for no reason, bro. Absolute crazy. And thank God for this. But I ended up passing, which she said she wasn't grading it. I ended up passing. I don't remember what grade I got. I just remember my mom didn't beat me, and she did not send me to summer school. My mom didn't beat me, and she did not send me to summer school. So, yeah, that was a long tangent, but thank you guys for watching, man. Like I said, top 5 things that pissed me off during elementary school when I was in sped classes, man. Crazy moments. But thank y'all so much, man. All right, peace.